welcome. These are horse racing selections for Friday, the 18th of February. I am Flatcap Callum, and I'm hoping you are all very, very well. I know some of you thought International Positivity Week was just mumbo jumbo, didn't you? Well, now people are starting to think that you could make up a festival of positivity and it works. There we go. We had a good day, didn't we, on Thursday, which was good because the week had started off on the slow side. It was, be fair to say, and I think if you hit with Sky Bet, there were some hefty returns there. We were not very far away from a really good payday for everybody, but profit was had. So we'll go through the review of Thursday and we'll get on to Friday. If anyone's looked at Friday's cards, which I'm sure a lot of you have, and you have followed the channel for a while, you'll know what's coming because it's going to be a busy one. There's only 3 meetings, but they're all on the all weather in the UK, but lots of extra place opportunity races. So for Friday, we are basically putting on what we've already put on so far this week, which is 34 quid across the 4 days of this week. Got 33.75 going out on Friday. That has nothing to do with the fact that we won on Thursday, and the staking is the same. It's more complicated, but you know what I'm saying. The actual amounts isn't different. So Friday is a big day because Friday has got a lot of potential. So I'm going to give it a fair crack. But if we'd lost on Thursday, it would still look the same. So if you've done well on Thursday, I am suggesting to you that you do not need to change or up your stakes in any sense. Take the fact that you've had a nice day and carry on your merry way, right? So it's a path that you can have all the best horses in the world, but unless you are disciplined with your staking, it doesn't matter one dot. If you end up just backing nags in every single race, you're never going to win. So you need to take the opportunities when they're there. Take the fact that, Friday, we might have an absolute blowout. We might get pence back from our 33.75, and then we'll be going backwards again. We won't be going back as far because we actually, we had a decent amount on Thursday. But that is the gig, right? So every day can be a losing day. Every day can be a winning day. I don't know. I'm not an oracle. Just do what I do, and in the long term, I back what I'm saying I'm doing. So, if you thought Thursday was a bit complicated, Friday we're ratcheting it up a little bit more. So there is 5 bets for Friday, 3 combination double bets, 1 Yankee and 1 split Trixie for you. And as I said, 33.75. It mounts to 7 races. I'm only playing in 7 races, so there is a lot of racing, but I'm only playing in 7. 16 selections and 13 of them are starred. There are 3 that are not, which are all in the same race in one leg of a combo double. I'll explain that all. Anywho, let's do the review of Thursday. So it was strike rate. I was musing about the jump stuff. It was all right, wasn't it? So Flintara, cracking ride. I think that is from Tom Cannon. I mean, yes, the horse made a few jumping mistakes, but he kept her going absolutely. She almost went down when the favourite went down. Kept her going, and he absolutely got us 4th place there. So very well done. Thank you very much, Tom Cannon. That one just not quite close enough. It wasn't a million miles away, but not quite close enough. And then we rolled on to Mythical Guess. I mean, all of the 7 selections, 6 of them got backed in. 1 did not, and some of them got really hefty. And so Mythical Guest went off at half those odds, 17-2, and was a nice framer. Waiting All Night was the only one that drifted of the 7. It was the one we had the least amount of stake on. And then Isle of Lismore, I mean, that was jokes, wasn't it? I think that went off at something like 7-2 favourite from 20-1. And that was the one that was the difference for Sky Bet users. So they definitely tried with it. I think the sort of the not necessarily the low draw numbers, but that far side on Newmarket was running a little bit faster. So I think it was the ground that did it more than anything for that horse. But it was a bit of a heartbreak as it turned out. It was 4th. Sky Bet got that paid out. Nobody else did, and that would have, if that had paid out for everybody, the channel would be sat on an extra, on top of when I get to the result, an extra £200. That's what Isle of Lismore was coming third, between third and fourth. It would have been third, would have been £200 extra for the channel. But there you go, slim margins, what we operate on. So we got here place, place. So just a place double in that one. Others would have got a treble. With a bit of single action. A lot of rule fours around. It was all, I've listed it all in the reviews, but most selections had some level of rule four on there. Then this was a nice bet for the channel. So Flynn Tara placed Midnight Ginger, not far away, but not. Quint Major was another one that got backed into 137 to 2. So that got smashed off the boards. And then Astley 66s, 80s in places. So some, I think anyone who got on last night might have got, if you've got with Paddy or Betfair, you might have got 80s. Backed into 28 to 1 and ran a really nice race. Again, a horse that was really trying, well, horse and jockey were really trying on that one. So we got a nice place treble, 16s, 14s, 66s. Again, with a few bits of rule 4 in there. And then the other one, this is the one that would have made the real difference to Sky, because we were placed, one out the placings for most, placed. So very, very slim margins on that one. One out the places for the full collection of nice prices there. But it wasn't to be. So the channel put on 15.50 and I got it as an £80 and 1 pence return when factoring in all of the fair rule 4 prices. So profit is 64 quid. Which puts us up something like 53 for the week and 29 for the year. So we are in the profit for the year, but I'm obviously putting down 33.75 on Friday. So we might end up Friday backwards again. But currently we're 29 to the good, 6% profit ROI, despite the nightmare of Cheltenham. So there we go. International Positivity Week has kicked in. Let's see if International Positivity Week can bring us anything Friday. Interestingly, outlook for Saturday. Started looking at Saturday stuff, and it's a funny one because the UK stuff doesn't look up to much. So I think my likely expectation at the moment is that Saturday's stuff, it will be more Fairyhouse and Cork in Ireland than it will be anywhere else. We'll see when I kind of get to it, but yeah, there's some sort of more interesting handicaps certainly in Ireland than there are anywhere else on Saturday. So we'll see. Anyway, before we get there, let's go Friday. Okay. So, hold on to your hats. 5 bets coming at you. And there's a few, as we did on Thursday, a few duplicate horses. It's not quite the level of duplication. We basically got 3 combination bets. There's a combination double for Newcastle, a combination double for Chelmsford, a combination doubles and trebles for Lingfield. And then we've got this each way split Trixie, which is selections from each meeting. And then this is our starter for 10, which are my 4 price leans. Now, what I would say is, of the 7 races I'm playing multiple horses in all 7 races. So there isn't a race where I've got one standout horse and nothing else I want to back. There are at least 2 horses in all 7 races that I'm playing. So it's one of those ones where most days, yeah, there's at least a race with 1 horse in. Not the case on Fridays. It's very, very competitive stuff, and that's why I'm only playing 7 races of whatever there is, 21 races. So here's my price value leans in a Yankee. 205 Lingfield hitched at 20s. 4 o'clock Chelmsford All Right Sunshine at 50s. 4:20 Lingfield Red Flyer at 9s. 5 o'clock Chelmsford at Billy Mill at 16s. If you're a long-term follower of the channel, particularly those 2, a little bit that one, you'll see some regular names. We are regularly backing some of these horses. So this is just straight up 25p each way Yankee. Singles will be on the other bits. So this is just straight up Yankee of my 4 slight lean horses for the day. 5.50 is your bet. Sky is the best bookmaker for extra place terms. And then it's either 365, Unibet, Betfred, Betway, Ball Sports. Bit of a theme. I think there's some others in there. Maybe a Bet MGM, Spread X might be worth ones looking at. But of the ones we usually talk about, definitely you want to be on those. So some that normally I would talk about, like a Paddy, are less good for Friday on some of these meetings. So Sky Best, 365, Unibet, Betfred, Betway, Ball Spots, you will be getting an advantage, particularly at this Chelmsford. If there's non-runners, then everyone will be paying 4. But right now, there's 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock Chelmsford. There's 5 places with those 6 bookmakers. 5.50 is 25p each way Yankee. Bet 1. That's nice and easy to start us off with. Bet 2 is the Lingfield combination bet. Okay, here we go. So 205 Lingfield, Hitched and Tribal Wisdom, 20s and 25s. So we've got 240. We've got 3 in that race. Callum at 9s, Dingle at 9s, Sterling Knight at 12s. And then the 420, we've got Red Flyer at 9s and Poncho at 11s. So what you'll notice here is we've got win only on these doubles because the price is a little bit short in these second and third legs. So it's one of those days where we could get a bunch of places and still come out behind. We kind of want to try and hit a couple of win connections here. So 16 times, if you put all 7 of these in a bet slip, there are 16 possible combinations of doubles. 16 times 15p win doubles. So there are win doubles. It's not that each way is terrible, but if I basically get something connected in each one, we've got a treble. We've got trebles on there, and 2 9 to 1 shots each way double with this amount of selections. It's just not worth it. So 16 times 15p win doubles, and then 12 times 15p each way treble. So we want basically a horse in each leg to get framed, and then we're starting getting a bit of return there. If we get multiple, then we're into better places. So 12 times 15p each way trebles. We've got 50p each way singles on the top 2, the big prices, and then we're going to go 75p win singles on any of those because I don't want to kind of, as they're starred horses, I'd rather have some interest. So if the first 2 legs go down, I want to have something running on at least to the last 2. So 1175 is the total. Sky is the best bookmaker, and then for these Lingfield ones, 365, Hills and 888 are also included. Unibet, Betfred, Ball Sports, Betway, best bookmakers for bet 2. The Lingfield combination doubles and trebles. Then we've got the split leg Trixie, which I mean sometimes I'd have 3 legs and 4 horses and just do it as each way doubles and trebles, but I didn't want to do it like that because I wanted to get a bit more stake on certain horses. So 240 Lingfield, Dingle is 9 to 1. Then with 3 o'clock Newcastle, we're splitting it. So Fantastic Fox in 1 Trixie and Kingdom Come in another Trixie. And then the 5 o'clock Chelmsford, Charming Whisper is in both. So it's 2 times 25 each way Trixie. So 1 Trixie is Dingle, Fantastic Fox, Charming Whisper. 1 Trixie is Dingle, Kingdom Come, Charming Whisper. I know some of you will already be lost. Just take your time. If you don't want to follow everything, you don't want to follow everything. This is what I do for what I do on the channel. Is I try and replicate some of the types of stuff I do personally, but also it's about trying to make it interesting, and also trying to put sometimes different combinations. You're going to increase your chances of connecting smaller stakes, but then increase your chance of actually hitting something together. So just 2 each way Trixies. Hopefully that makes sense. £4. Sky Best, and then 365 Unibet, Betfred, Betway, Boyle Sports. That is bet 3. And then bet 4 each way combination doubles at Newcastle. And this is the race where I've got 3 selections that are not starred. Sky are best for both of these legs, so overall Sky are preferable for place terms, not necessarily prices. 3 o'clock Newcastle, Fantastic Fox at 10s, Kingdom Come at 9s. Going on to the 407 Newcastle, Savvy Victory at 20s, Dark Moon Rising 22s, Claymore 25s. Basically, it's one of the races I put down as very too competitive really to make a really strong view on. But actually, when I went through it, I found 3 at a decent price that were all worth chancing. So yeah, if we can get something cooking on that first leg, then we just need one out of those 3 on the second leg to hit. So there's no single, and those aren't in any other bets. They're just here for the combo double, and they're not starred. So from a profit and loss point of view, we include all of it in the stats. When I'm talking to you about starred horses, whatever happens with those 3, they would not be included. 6 times 25p each way doubles, that's £3 in total. And then 75p each way singles on both Fantastic Fox and Kingdom Come. So if they go down, then literally we've got no money rolling onto that second leg, and I'm perfectly happy with that given the context of how competitive that race is. So that's it, 450, and then bet 5, last bet, bet 5. Chelmsford combo double. So if we've got a lot of stuff not happening, this is sort of what it's going to come down to, trying to get some of this connected. So the 4 o'clock Chelmsford, Cardano at 16s, All Right Sunshine at 50s. 5 o'clock Chelmsford, Billy Mill 16s, Charming Whisper 20s. 4 times 50p each way doubles, and 4 times 50p each way singles. So it's £8 total for that. And again, Sky are best, but then 365, Unibet, Bet. Actually, Sky not best. No, take that back. Sky not best. They're all the same. This one's Sky, 365, Unibet, Betfred, Ball Sports, Betway. They're all 5 places currently. A non-runner in either race, they'll all go to 4 places, and then the bookie terms are not going to be preferable with those. It will be the same basically. So all other bookmakers are 4. If this goes down 15, 14 runners, those all bookmakers will be down to 4, probably with the exception of Sky and possibly 365. But hopefully that makes sense. £8. So if we get to 4 o'clock and it's not happening, this is sort of our last chance saloon really of trying to get something connecting. Okay, I think that is it. That is what I'm putting out to you on Friday. It won't always be as complicated, and I absolutely know some people just like 2 or 3 horses, that'll do them nicely, and some people love it when it gets complicated, and some people don't really mind because they just do their own thing anyway, and some follow the tips and some put them in all sorts of interesting other exotic bets and stuff. I think someone requested yesterday a Union Jack bet. It's not for me, but if that's what that's what you like, Philly boots. I think that's it. Yeah, just it's not nice to have had a good day and get yourself into a profit line at least. But then it does feel a bit of pressure because I'm having a crack at this on Friday, and if the whole thing goes down, then I'll be sat here saying we're about £4 down for the year after Friday. But nothing ventured, nothing gained. And that's why I will keep reiterating to people to be sensible, right? So yesterday was a good day. We got some money. Doesn't mean we deserve or we're going to get anything the next day. We'll take what's coming. And the last thing I was going to say about prices. I know we had some real shorteners, like proper shorteners, like going to quarter of the odds type stuff on Thursday. And actually, all of them ran well enough, and we just missed out really. Which is interesting because, as regular viewers will know, we often talk about being on horses here where absolutely get pummeled in price, and then actually run no sort of race. So there was only one horse we had, which was that shorter one, which didn't run any sort of race. The other 6 did, and we managed to get four in the frame, and it was almost 5. For Friday, I wouldn't be surprised if some of those short ones I've put out go bigger. I think because the racing is so competitive, the bookmakers are protecting themselves the night before. So I think some of those prices are a little bit on the short side. They're fine in terms of they came out with my margin on a star system, but I wouldn't be surprised if we actually have a little bit more drifting on Fridays. So I think there's some are good to take as they are, and those like 9 to 1. Some of them might end up going off 13 to 7s, but I do think I can see a world where some of those 9 to 1, 10 to 1 ones end up being like 14, 16 to 1. But I've taken the prices for the channel. That's what I've done. All right. Thank you very much. I will likely be back Friday night for Saturday, but I will update you when I know more. Thank you very much. Hope you're having a nice start to Easter weekend. That is me. Bye bye.